Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and before we get going, there's two of my sponsors, Link2 and Ledger, are both doing their Black Friday thing this weekend.
Over the weekend, Link2 is reducing the investment minimums to $5,000 for all companies available on our platform. So no matter if you're a first-time investor or a seasoned Team Apollo member, this is the time to capitalize on a reduced Link2 pricing for some of the best private companies out there. Matter of fact, you can even invest in us. Link2
All right, so normally their minimum, Link2's minimum is $10,000, but for this weekend they're doing $5,000 minimum. And then you got 10% off all products with the Black Friday 10 code. You can click on the link in the description for both of these, for Link2 and for Ledger. Now, something I missed. Unless I'm going crazy, which is possible, I totally missed this about Brad Garlinghouse. Crypto startup Ripple is seeking license in Ireland to drive EU expansion. But there was video. Brad Garlinghouse was interviewed. This was CNBC. Where is it out of? They have a CNBC Africa. I don't know which one it is, but I don't think it was the main CNBC. Maybe it was. Maybe it was in England. Watch this.
Here you had a private company based in the Bahamas. And purportedly, what the former CEO of FTX has represented is that FTX US is solvent. I don't know. I think there's a lot of information out there. I don't know what the truth is right now. But I think the idea that it's not regulated is overstated. The UK actually has really been a leader in crypto regulation. Countries like Singapore, Japan, the UK have led much of that. And as CZ described, what happened here, I don't think it was about crypto regulation. It was maybe fraud. Maybe, that's true in many, many industries, not specific to crypto.
But I mean, I was talking to my colleagues here, and I said, but I was going to ask you the first question is, are you a crook, Brad? Because I don't think you are for 1 minute. No, I genuinely, we've spoken on many occasions. But the problem is, what I think, whether you are or not, or whether SBF is or not, or whether CZ is or not, it's irrelevant. And that protection that comes from the regulation that you and Karen were just discussing there surely would take out the guessing whether when you put your money in this wallet or you invest in this product, whether it is being run by crooks. And you're absolutely right. There is a lot of fraudulent activity in all kinds of financial products. But it does appear that crypto is attracting more than its fair share of crooks.
I guess what I would say is, anytime you have the formative stages of an industry, it draws all kinds of interesting people, charlatans, and potentially crooks. Again, I'm taking there's some facts.
And I'm not accusing anyone of it.
I know.
But you've raised it, the fraudulent activity. There is a high chance that SBF has been conducting some illegal activity. There is a chance, and I say nothing's been proven.
I agree with everything you said there. Look, crypto has never just been sunshine and roses. I think crypto as an industry needs to mature. You and I have spoken a number of times, and I think Ripple has always tried to be very corporate focused, very much. And frankly, even though we are a private company and not regulated in certain ways as a public company, we're extremely transparent. Starting 5 years ago, we started publishing quarterly reports around everything we see going on in XRP markets. We publish how much XRP we sold, how much we own. These aren't things we're required to do. We do it because transparency builds trust. And if we want the industry to not,
Yeah, they did the opposite of what Joseph Lubin did at Consensus.
Some of these things, we need to continue.
So work with Gary rather than against him. Why can't you guys bury the hatchet?
That question sounds like it's Ripple's option. Ripple didn't ask Jay Clayton to drop a lawsuit and walk out the door, and ever since then be wrapped up in a lawsuit. Gary Gensler, if he wanted to work with him, could have done it a long time ago.
The way forward that you can make it a regulated product. This is Gary Gensler I'm talking about, the CFTC.
Well, look, the United States, interestingly, is the only country on the planet that thinks that XRP is a security. We operate we're actually growing leaps and bounds outside the United States. 95% of our customers are non-US. Just this week, we announced our key kind of product using XRP. It is now live into Africa. So we continue to grow. The dynamic in the United States, I think, is, really the SEC not following what the law says and trying to grab power, because the Securities and Exchange Commission can only regulate securities. If these aren't securities, then they can't regulate that. I think you're seeing someone try to power grab as opposed to work constructively with the industry. Frankly, like, there is a process for the SEC to do rule making, public comment, to create rules. Enforcement, trying to regulate through enforcement is not constructive for any industry.
Just on that, I mean, where are we on a end of for the XRP story with the SEC? Because as you would have seen, I think you got a 10% spike in XRP on the back of speculation that it was done, it was over, and then it was perhaps dismissed as not over. So where are we on the court case?
So the good news, this is all in the public courts, so it's all very transparent. Again, transparency builds trust. The motions for summary judgment have been filed. They will be fully briefed in front of the court. It's in the Southern District of the Southern District of New York. I'm probably getting that slightly wrong, but that'll be done by the end of November. So the case will be before the judge by the end of November. The question is, how long does a federal judge take to make a decision on this case? It could be 2 months, it could be 6 months. We don't know. My best guess is certainly in the first half of next year there'll be closure here. And this is a truly pivotal case for the crypto industry in the United States. The United States is still the largest economy. I think we all in the crypto industry should care how this goes. But this really is the SEC trying to say this is all us. Gary Gensler has said he views nearly all crypto as securities. But frankly, he hasn't gone after a Coinbase. If he thinks all crypto securities, well, that means Coinbase is true.
Boom. So he's talking there about the SEC XRP, the closure. We're going to get closure somewhere in the next few months, folks, and then that's going to be exciting. Now, the other day, CoinMarketCap had put this out that they've got a new feature where they show proof of reserves of the exchanges that do show it. And the way you can tell it is if you go to up once you go to CoinMarketCap, you click on exchanges, and then when you get the exchanges up, if they show the proof of reserves, you'll have this little symbol here beside it. It says exchange reserves data available. Well, this guy did a little video where he went in and looked at it. Listen to this.
Seen or not yet, but crypto exchanges have now got to release their proof of reserves. So I was taking a look at these, and starting off with Binance, you can see if you scroll all the way down, so you've got BUSD, USDT, Bitcoin. They've got about 4 billion worth of Bitcoin. So I was just looking for XRP to see what exchanges hold. So if you scroll all the way down on Binance, you can see that they hold about 30 million worth of XRP on the BNB chain, which is nothing. I believe that's about 0.076% of the whole 100 billion of XRP circulating, 50 billion. So if you double that, it'd be about 0.15% of the circulating supply. I was looking at KuCoin, no XRP held in their reserves. Bitfinex, no XRP held in their reserves. Huobi, OKX, Bybit, all the same picture. So this is quite bullish. You can see that Bitcoin is held by a lot of these exchanges, and as you've seen with FTX, any of these exchanges can essentially go bust at any second. So the likelihood of Bitcoin, ETH having a lot more downward pressure coming up in the next year or two is immense. And you can see that the XRP price is being held up by real investors, long-term investors. It looks like there's a supply shock that could happen with XRP. These exchanges aren't holding XRP. So it goes to show that, the only one's Binance, and 30 million is nothing for them when they're holding, like I said, about 13, billion of BUSD, 2 billion worth of ETH. So, guys, I thought I'd share that. That's quite bullish, and it's good for XRP holders.
All right. So he calls it XRP supply shock. Now, one exchange that's not listed on it's not, I guess it's technically not like an exchange, is Uphold. Uphold also shows proof of reserves, and they're one of the only people that allow you to buy and sell XRP right now. Now, there's another one, which is BitTrue, that also allows you to, but they don't have proof of reserves. They're right there. But if you look at Uphold, they show $798 million worth of XRP is the way I read that, that's on their platform. Okay. So you can see it there. Now, folks, I believe that this whole SBF thing is going to get interesting starting today. BitBoy's been teasing about for the last few days about the Bahamas, and he thinks somebody should go down there to the Bahamas. Then this morning, he shows up with his Hawaiian shirt on. He's been doing a lot of tweets about this. He also said he thinks I heard him say he was going to do an epic Twitter Spaces. So keep your eye on Twitter Spaces, because what it looks like to me is that this guy's about to go outside of Sam Bankman-Fried's wherever he's holed up and start trying to ask people questions, or go to FTX and expose the whole thing. I don't know why he's doing all this. I would think that that'd be a pretty scary thing to do, to go down there. I don't think I would do it. Okay, Tom Emmer, we were concerned in March that Gary Gensler was taking an indiscriminate and inconsistent approach to oversight of the crypto community. We are even more concerned now that we've seen his strategy miss Celsius, Voyager, Terra Luna, and now FTX. Congress shouldn't have to learn the details about the SEC's oversight agenda through planted stories in progressive publications, and we look forward to Gary Gensler's public testimony before the Financial Committee. And then this came out today. Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX executives donated $70 million to U.S. politicians for midterm elections weeks before filing bankruptcy. This thing stinks to high heaven. And it's not just Democrats, it's also Republicans, folks. Look at this. FTX US, part of Sam Bankman-Fried's crypto empire, contributed to a super PAC fighting for control of the Senate in the midterm election just days before the company's collapse. This is a super PAC that's linked to Mitch McConnell, who I personally think is one of the bad guys. I think he's a Republican in name only. Okay. Then this guy corrected the Wall Street Journal article about FTX. They said FTX collapse wiped out founders' philanthropic aims, and they put the correct words in. FTX's fraud wiped out customer money. Okay, this song from the Spirited movie that just came out with Will Ferrell and what's the other guy's name? Ryan Reynolds. This caught my attention too, folks. Well, it's not just me that is like seeing this. Here's some of the lyrics. He's like, this song's killing me. Maybe more than just a ripple. Make the choice to take a chance. Let's put on our big boy pants. If we only skip the surface, we'll never know just how far the ripples go. Soon, you guys, it multiplies to 1,000 more. Can you hear it reverberate? Ripple, ripple. I mean, I remember back when we first saw Ashton Kutcher go on Ellen DeGeneres' show, and it was out of nowhere, folks. That's the first time I really realized that there are connections all the way into Hollywood for this whole Ripple thing. And so here's the song, by the way. And what I did is the song is by these guys, Benj Pasek, and Justin Paul. And here's their website, Pasek and Paul. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. I didn't find any links to anybody that I know of that's involved in Ripple, but I'm sure that there are. I'm sure there's some sleuths out there that can find some direct links. Here's the most direct link that I would think. And I didn't directly link Scooter Braun to these guys that write music. They also wrote the music, or some of the music, I think, for one of my son's favorite shows, which is The Greatest Showman. But this one person we know that's in music that's tied directly to Ripple is Scooter Braun. This is Scooter Braun's Twitter account right here. Great meeting today. He's the guy that did Raised in Space, which was funded by Spring, which is Ripple's incubator, or whatever you want to call it, back in 2018. This is Brad Garlinghouse with Scooter Braun. One of these, I think that's Scooter Braun. But anyway, they're sitting there meeting, and look at this from Scooter Braun. These are his tweets. He says, and that strategy is powered by XRapid and XRP, aka the standard. Please research before you tweet your nonsense. More is on the way, and I repeat, XRP will be the standard. Enjoy the weekend. And then Ripple had tweeted this out today. By 2024, at least 50% of the world's population is expected to use digital wallets for transactions valued at over $9 trillion annually. Our white paper explores how central banks can utilize CBDCs to take advantage of this growth. Wow. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. 2024, 50% of the world's population is going to be using digital wallets. How about them apples? Thanks for listening.